Hello, everybody. So I didn't make it to the crop today. Just not feeling 100%. And if I am getting ready to come down with something, I don't want to give it to anybody else. And I just figured that was the best route to go. But I do want to work on this cookbook. So I thought maybe if y'all wanted to see that we could work on it together. Now, this is a little different than most things. With a lot of, or most of, Creative Memories albums, they have like a sheet that fits over, and there's these edges, and it's a little rougher to get pages in and out of. But these have a horizontal, meaning or maybe not. Okay, so they go in and out through here. So it's easier to get things in and out of here. So I can go ahead and set the pages up. Now, if I wanted other pages in between, I would want to do that first, because getting into their albums and setting it up is not always the easiest. And so the best thing is, first of all, this has to come off. This binding here in the middle always has to come off, and it just slides in and out. Now, what works best for me, and I'm going to move this out of my way here. What works best for me is to do one side at a time so that I can remember the order it needs to go in. Because otherwise, I'm not going to remember. So, it has to come out. And if you can remember, just it comes in the same way it went out. But like I said, I'm going to get mixed up and not remember. And so it helps me to keep one side in. And if I'm at a crop doing it, they look at me like I'm weird and what are you doing? So you just put these in. And the thing too about this, and this is not right, it's got to go this way. Make sure you have them and you're getting them all in before you close it up. I did miss some the last time I did this, and I had to go through and redo it again. So I'm just going to make sure they're all in there. And now I'm going to copy what's in here. So it goes in through here. And then up through here. And then through here. And through here. So if later I decide I want to add more pages and they're different than these, and I wanted to put some in between, I would have to take them all out and put them in order and do them all again. Okay, so now I've got this one done. Now I can do this one because I'll be able to look at this one to see the right way that it needs to go back. So let me get it undone first. This takes a while, but it's a little bit tight. Okay, all the way out. And then I'm going to put these in. And then, now I can look back here and see it needs to go in through here. And up through here. It doesn't feel right. For some reason, it's not feeling right. But in through this bottom one and back out the top one. And I can tighten it now. I might want to do that just because it feels a little loose. See in through here? Can you see how that's loose? So I'm going to bring that up. And just try to get it tightened up here. Okay. So that should be good, and now it's good. See? It's all in there good. And then this just slides back in and hides that binding. This needs to be tightened a little bit just because that's sticking out there. Okay. There's a little bump there in the road, but that's all right. So just, I need to be able to see it a little bit better. Stick it in there. And then come around here and stick this one in there. Okay, and now it's set to go. Oh, you know what? I am going to have to do it over again because I have these dividers that I do know I want in there because they're cute. So I'm going to have to do it all over again. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the problem is I don't know, like I could end up with a lot of desserts. So I might wait. And I can come back later and add more into these. But I can go ahead and get these pages set up. So I think I'll set these to the side. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if there's only, 1 page or 2 pages or 5 pages of one thing, I want to be able to partition it where I need it. So no reason to do that now at this point. We'll just hold off on that. Then we have these. I don't have recipes ready for this yet. I have an idea of some of them, but I need to go through and figure them out. So what I'm going to start with is the recipe pages themselves. So I think what I did, I sorted them sort of in a way. I did. So we have recipe. I can bring the white out. Right now I'm going to leave the white in just in case I need it in there for some reason. So I'll put one recipe page here. This is just the way I'm going to do it for this time. And I'm going to put one recipe page in here. And I'll put this on this side. And then if I need to come through later on and pull those white sheets out, I can do that. So I'm getting a recipe sheet on the top, in the front, and a recipe sheet on the bottom, in the back. If I use, chances are the white pages are going to disappear, but I'm going to leave them there just in case. And so now this paper goes with those reds, but this will fit if you cut it in half in those spots there. So I want to go ahead and do those. And I need my paper trimmer. And I can always use these other pages that came, but for this part, I do know I want to do that. So these are 4 inches, so 2 inches. I'm going to cut it at 2 inches lengthwise, long way. And now this will fit in here. And again, until I know for sure, because I'm really just setting this up and getting it ready to go. So until I know for sure, I'll leave the white in there. Because what I might do is, if I only have like one more line of instructions or whatever, I might put that on this white. So if directions, I get this far and only have like one more line, I could put that on the white paper. So at this point, I'm leaving the white paper in for all of them. Okay, my next row is yellow. So again, I'm going to put the recipe on the top and the front here. And in the back, I'm putting it on the bottom. And that should cover me. Because like I said, all I'm going to need to do, if I want both sides of the recipe cards, is just pull that white paper out. This is the paper that came with the yellow. And here's another yellow. Is there 2 yellows or just 1 yellow? There's 2 yellows. That's weird. They only gave me 2 reds to start with, but they gave me 4 yellows. So I'm going to, at this point, skip a yellow. Right? And I may at some point decide, oh, you know what, I'm going to use red for meat, yellow for breads, stuff like that. But at this point, I don't know yet. So I'm not going to use the way I originally planned it was to just do 1 page of each color and then go through that again. So making it colorful, hopefully. But if I decide to determine 1 color for each type of recipe, then I can always change that. Okay, so I have that red. Now I'm going to cut the yellow in half, which we already determined is 4 inches. So to cut it in half, I need to cut it at 2 inches. I'm confusing myself right now. I should probably just go through and cut all the papers, but I already sorted them by color, what goes with what. So because I already did that, It makes it a little hard now to come in and say, no. Okay. And now I want to do the green. So again, I'm going to do in the front on top. In the back, I'm going to go on the bottom. Now, you all might be thinking, why do all this and just wait till you have your recipes ready? People that watch my channel and know me know that I will lose this stuff. And I'm not going to say lose it because it won't be gone. It'll be here somewhere. But I'll have misplaced it. But that's weird. That one doesn't really want to fit in there. I know it's the same size, so what am I doing? I have messed this up somehow. Oh, I've got 2 pages up, that's why. Okay. Maybe I was trying to put it in that other page. No, I don't know what I was doing. I don't know. I'm gonna come back and do the pages. I'm gonna just do the recipe cards right now. So again, let me just put all the papers over here. And I'm just gonna do the recipe cards. So I got the 2 greens. I'm gonna hold off on these 2 greens. Now I'm gonna bring in these blues. They were sorted. I'm the one that put them all together like this. So it's my fault that I'm having to reorganize. But I'm going to go ahead and just do these. And then I'll come back and do the papers. Okay, so let's get these in. I want to try to keep it with simple recipes. So I'm hoping that I'll only need to do 1 sheet, but I mean 1 recipe. Yeah, just use the one side is what I'm hoping. What I'm hoping for is a title, recipe, another title with maybe some of the embellishments, and then a picture of the food, and then at some point they could put in maybe them making it and how it turned out when they made it. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I don't know if that'll work. I don't know if that'll happen. That's what I envision. So the next is these tans. So recipe on the top. Other side of the white paper on the bottom. The other thing about this is, I don't know if you noticed, but when you get them in, oh, it does cover it all. I thought maybe it showed edges. So if you leave the white paper, you're still going to see those edges that match. Okay, and the next color is these browns. And these ones didn't really have their own piece of paper. But this is like the white, light wood grain. But I'm thinking the majority of this is going to be desserts. Okay. And then we're back to the red, but before we're back to the red, there's this darker brown that I want to get in. It kind of seems a shame that I went ahead and put all the... Now these are different. There it is. So there is two browns, but they're different patterns on them. There might be on the other ones too, but I didn't notice it before. This is a wood grain. Okay. Now if we take and flip these over, here we are back again with the colors. So I'm going to do red. And then we don't have to keep them in order. It doesn't have to actually completely repeat itself. Because I wasn't crazy about the way all the browns were together, the neutrals. So maybe this is when I come in and I say, okay, well, you know what? I'm going to take... Here's another paper. There's not as many anymore. So now I'm going to do this green, just because the green is not a vibrant green. So I'll do the green. This is on the bottom, so it's going to go back behind. This is on the top, and so it's going to go in the front of. Then I'm going to do the yellow. And it does look like we'll have some extra pages. Because they aren't counting on you having a recipe for every slot, I don't think. Because it is a scrapbook company, they are expecting you to put some other stuff in here. Some journaling or whatever you're going to put. Okay, so there's the yellow. And then I'm going to do the brown again. And we'll see, maybe we do have, I might be one short. Actually, so that's not too bad. So the brown. And I think there is two of these. So actually, am I still going to be short? Or nope, that fills every one of them. So we're good. That fills every one of them. Now, my first recipe, and maybe I just need to get some different sheets to go in here, but I do want to put something kind of sentimental to them. And I don't know if it should be this first page, recipe for do whatever, and some little lovey stuff, and then start the recipes, right? But that would all be personal, and you probably are not interested in that right now. So now I'm going to take my sheets and I'm going to cut them in half. I'm going to make sure I need them. I'm not so like the yellow now. I have a yellow and a green. I'm going to come in. Here's a green. No, red. It was a red. So here's another red. So I just put that in there. The yellow. I just put in here. So yeah, I'm going to make sure I need them before I cut them, so that if I want to use them for something else later on, I have that. So now I'm on green, so I need a green one to go with the green. And I'm going to cut it at 2 inches. For green. And the other green. I need the other green. Right there. Okay. So I'll just come in and do that. Okay, and then go back to where it was. I should have marked my page or something here. I think I'm on the blue. Yes. I'm on the blue. And, yeah. That's green, not blue. Make sure you got the right color, because it looked really close there. Okay, 2 inches. And I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay. Now I need to find the other blue. Right here. So this will go in here. So it looks like I'm going to have quite a bit of extra of these cards. And I don't know, maybe not, because I thought I wasn't going to have enough of the other, and I did. So this tan could be the back of there. No. Could be the back of this. There it is. Problem is, it's not going to show this color on both sides of this, right? Because it's got a different pattern on the side. So that's a little, you know, do we have to double side it? We'll see what happens when we're done and we see how much we actually have. Because we might just double side that to make both sides the same. Because I like it matchy-matchy. I don't know why, but I do. So this, then if that white strip stays, it's not going to matter anyways because this white strip's there. But there's the matchy-matchy, right? Here's if it's not. Oh, you can't see that. There's if it's not. Here's matchy-matchy. Here's if it's not. I hope you have been able to see. I'm going to put this one with this. I don't know if I have another one of those light browns. I do have two of the dark browns. So see, so then the dark brown would get this. See, this is where you want to get frustrated with them. That needs that. So this needs this. But then we're not matchy-matchy no more. Okay, because this is not going to be matchy-matchy. Okay, let's go back. See, we got the wood. And we got the wood. But then, what else would this need to go in? Okay, let me cut this one. And they probably mean for it to be all mixed in. That's just, I don't know. See, you got light wood and dark wood, which that's better to me anyways. So that's good. This is going to need that also, though. See? Dark wood and light wood. Let me turn it so you can see what I'm talking about. Unless I turn it over, but then if I turn it over, this side will have light wood. Oh, but look. Okay, so I had these mixed up. I mean, I had these underneath and didn't see them. So where did I start? So light wood. No, dark wood. See, that's where. Let's flip through. Make sure I didn't miss any. So here's the red. Here's the yellow. Here's the green. Here's the blue. Here's the tan. Here's the brown, light brown wood grain. Here's the dark brown wood grain. That might be where I'm messing up. But on the other side, it's got the tan. We got the red. We got the green. We've got the yellow. Now we've got the light and the dark. And I need to see. So the blue. So they're all done. And I have these left. So I can do doubles for those ones. So this one I need a dark piece. And there's two different darks. There's just a dark with a kind of lighter brown line through it. And then there's a dark wood grain. So, all right, so I'm going to take this out, the light wood grain. Come on. And the dark wood grain. And I'm going to take there it is. I'm going to take this and I'm going to do one on each side because I've got it and I can do that. Wait, I get two. Okay, so now I can make it matchy match. I hope. Let's see if this is going to work out that way. And the yellow, that's going to be good for both sides. Yep, and we got green, and we got red. We got red. We've got dark wood grain. See, this is that other one. That other pattern. So we need two of the dark wood grain, and I only got one cut. So I'm going to take this one and cut it in half. And the dark wood grain will go on each side. Okay. Light wood grain. Light wood grain. So they did. They set us up nicely so that we can do matchy match, it looks like. So this needs to go somewhere, obviously. This goes with this, because this is also light on one side but dark on the other. So this just needs to go on this side. And if we end up not needing them, we're okay, right? But now everything matches, and I like that. Now, I don't mind if I'm doing like a scrapbook layout, and as long as the base paper is the same, if you do one color on this side, one color on this side, or, you know, they go different, that doesn't bother me as much. It's that base layer that, to me, I just want to match. So it's all going to be matchy match. Where you see the white, that's because that's double-sided, so it didn't need two sides. It's just these neutral woods and stuff where it needed to be more, what do you call it? It's the neutrals where we needed the two sides because they double-sided the paper. I don't know why they did it that way, but they did. Okay, so that's done now. And here's the papers I have left. So I could double-side all of it if I want to. And I have the different patterns. But I'm going to save these with these. So I'm going to put these in the same pack. Oh, and you can see they got the thing in the spots so they'll fit in. This is going to go in here, and you're thinking, well, what are you going to do with them now because they're left over? Well, so they're left over, but let's just say that I decide I need more pages. I can add more pages, and I have those. I don't have the recipe cards, but I have those. So that is something to consider. Now, I should have done this before I even started, but I didn't do it. And so shame on me. I didn't do it, and I should have. In these little binding pieces right here that are clear, not very pretty. Very plain and simple. Just not pretty at all. So these, let me just, if I had done this before I put it in here, you can come and you can put a little slit in here using like a craft knife. And I'm looking, and I don't know where my craft knife is. And I wish I did because I so wanted to show you. And I just don't know that there's a way to do it without a craft knife. Because it just has to be slit. Even if I had something sharp enough, I don't know if these would be sharp enough. Let me take one out. As much as I hate to have to redo this again. Okay, but we got to do it the right way. So, I just take one out. I'll show you. And so you even just take one out. You got to take this thing off. It is something I want to do, these pages anyway, so I might as well just go ahead and do it. Every time. This is why you should... Oh, I keep getting tongue-tied. This is why you should set your pages up first, so you don't have to keep doing this. Okay. So, that comes out. And I'm going to put it back in. While I can still see how this one's set up. Okay, it comes up through. Because I won't remember. And I've seen people that have done creative memories for a long time, and they still get confused when they're doing this. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not leaving myself in that spot. I've done it where I've been like, okay. It's funny because the first time I followed directions and I was able to do it, no problem. And then the next time I went to do it, and I was like, what did I do here? And I could not figure it out, and I had to take my book to a crop. I'm going to leave this like this, because if I have to take them all out to do this, to come back and do this, I will. I'm going to go ahead and stick this underneath here. And I don't know if this is sharp enough, but I'm going to hope it is. You come through here. And just cut a slit in it. And I don't think that worked. It wanted to, but it didn't. Of course, a craft knife is going to be neater. Also, you're not going to end up with the mess. What is wrong with me? I have little scissors that will probably do a better job. And do it. Did it? Yes, it did. Okay, so I don't remember the measurement, but it's very small. It's like a ½ inch or something. It's not 3/4 of an inch. It's like ½ inch. You might be able to go a little bit over the ½ inch. So that's what I'm going to try at first, is going to set a little bit over the ½ inch. And so this is blue, so I'm going to look for something in that blue. That's green, blue, red, brown. Okay. So there's only the one blue. Oh, well, they're all right there. I could have seen them right there. Okay, so I said a ½ inch, right? So, you know, I'm thinking I might try a fancy edge on this thing. Let's see. I don't know how well that'll go. Either a wave or a scallop. How about we try a scallop? Okay. So I'm going to bring it to, let me change the, and this stuff. So I'm going to test the scallop cut first, because earlier I had some cheap paper. Where did it go? Here's a scrap. I just used this scrap. Let's check the scallop out, because sometimes these edges don't cut like you think they're going to cut. And I just want to make sure. See that reverse scallop? We don't want that. We want the real scallop. That's why I said check it, because sometimes it's not what you think it's going to do. You don't get the scallop on both sides. You only get the scallop on one side. So the scallop is on this side of the trimmer. So I'm going to do ½ inch. It's only right there, and I'm going to go a little bit over that ½ inch. think that's lined up pretty good. Uh-oh. I want it to go a little bit over. A little bit over that 1/2 inch. And put this down. That's a lot to think I might have to do every time. Okay, let's see how my scalloped edge is going to look. If it's going to fit, first of all. Okay, I think it's going to fit. Like I said, I uglied up the paper, the sheet, but if I had my and I want the scallop facing in. You may want the scallop on both sides. I just want the scallop facing in. Come on. Get inside there. It might be too big. Yeah, it might be just a little bit too wide. It's just the tiniest bit too wide. So now let me put my straight edge back on, which I set right there. And I'm just going to come take the tiniest little piece off. Just that little smidge. I don't think I did. No. I didn't have it on right, I guess. This side did a smidge, that side didn't. Oh, I don't know if it's moving. That's all I need off of it, really. But I need it off the top, too. No, not in enough. But I don't want this to get cut down anymore. So right about there, I'm thinking. Okay, that should do it. Oh, it did move. I've seen it wiggle. All right, let's try this. I might get it partway in and then have to come back out. Yeah, see? Just because it got too thick right there. I'm probably gonna have to cut another strip. It's not cutting it. It's just kind of moving it. Let me try this one thing. Okay, let's see what that does. I might just come in with some scissors and try to do it. I don't know. If it would just go down in there, it'll be okay because there's more space inside once it gets inside. Let's see, it's just a little bit too wide right there. So I'm going to come in and just try to trim. That's probably the way I should have done it in the first place. Let's see. There we go. There we go. It's just a matter of getting it cut right. So here's another spot. Getting hung up. Now I got plenty of paper here to do this again, to fix it. But I'm really at this point just wanting you to see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so there it is. It's all the way in now. So we would have trimmed it down, I guess, had I thought about it. And there we go. I like it with the little scallop. I think I need to remember that, to use the scallop. Now, if we wanted to go the whole width of this, we would have to cut it here lower. I'm not a big fan of that. I think it needs to go edge to edge like this one. So I say we just leave that. And let's get it back in the book and I'll show you real quick what it looks like in the book. See, that's the only thing. You're going to have to use two sides. So you're going to have, but look, you got a whole 12 by 12 sheet of paper to do it with. Now, of course, for the scallop, I'll have to come and trim that off with the straight line and then use the scallop again. But look at that. Awesome. That's so pretty. I think it's so pretty. Let me show you what it looks like in the book. Let's go back to the back. Put this on. And I am going to have to come through and redo them all. But first, I have to find my craft knife. So it's going up there and then through here. What have I done? What have I done? So it went. Oh, okay. I got them backwards. Do I know? Okay, I do have them backwards. It's got to go through here first. See how easy it is to forget? Then up through here. Now it fits right. Now in there. And then through here. Tighten it up if it needs to be tightened up. It might need to be tightened up. It might not, I don't know. And now let's do this one because I got to get it back in on this corner too. And you're thinking, I just watched a whole video of her undoing and redoing the whole thing, but real life. So it goes up through here, in through here, in through here, and back through here. This video is getting very long. All right, now this can go back. Yeah, they were looking at me at the last one I went to. I was doing one of these, and they were saying, "No, you gotta undo all of them." I'm like, no, 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 no. I've got to keep this intact so I can look and see how it goes. I'm not taking the whole thing out because it gets too complicated and confusing, and you got to be able to do it right. So there's the page without it. Look at the page with it. I mean, that's just so much better, right? I mean, I just don't see why you wouldn't want it, right? So I will have to do that to all of these. And this video has gotten very, very long. And so I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. You have seen me basically get the procedure started for my recipe book. I am concerned about losing these pieces, so what I think I'm going to do, especially with them in a box, so I'm going to put them in the bag, and I need the title page in the front so that I definitely know what is in here, so that later on I'm not like, what is this? Just some paper. No, this is your Cooked with Love stuff. So this will all go in here. And the box can go to recycle. And I've got everything I need right here. See? See? Appetizers, main dishes, breakfast. All those different categories. And you don't even have to use theirs. You can use your own. You can add things to it, and I can show you more of that stuff later if I do any of that on these. Oh, I'm going to switch back to my straight edge, because if I don't, no, this is the scallop, so this is the one that needs to get tucked down in here. Oh, I'm leaving an empty space. There's the scallop. Okay, everybody. If you like my video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me again. Everybody have a blessed day. Bye-bye now.